what are the 4 key differences when you're considering between a new launch property versus a resale? Fundamental differences, this is brand new, this is resale. You need to take note when I'm comparing between 99 and 99 or 99 versus freehold. Let's just for this context talk about the fact that both are 99 and I'm thinking about whether should I go for new or resale. The first thing is to note what will the balance lease look like in 4 years time. That means in 4 years time, by year, I want to sell my property after I complete my sell stamp duty. What is the balance lease of this 99 years? Does it look very old? Is it balance 76 years, 70 years? How does this bar last curve look like in the eyes of my buyer? Will my buyer feel that it's too old for them to buy over? Will I face any resistance when I'm trying to sell the product? That's very important. Number 2 is that I need to note that the moment I buy this new launch, 4 years later, the balance lease is likely to be 94 or 95 years, which means that I'll be the newest in that enclave, in that district. How does my pricing and my bedroom type look like compared to all the resale? So first thing to look out for is the balance lease. If, of course, I am somebody that wants to be the youngest in that zone, and there's an advantage for me to do that because the rest of the resale looks older, plus their pricing is actually quite high, the quantum is quite high, and it's quite comparable to my quantum at a point of entry and at a point of exit, then there might be a financial edge in going for the new launch property. All right, number 2 reason. Now, number 2 key difference is that this is on progressive payment. This is immediate mortgage payment after my 3 to 4 months completion period. Now, the functional difference is that progressive payment is paid progressively over the next 3 to 4 years. The amount of financial stress is lesser. The stress will only come in when you're reaching TOP status, because at TOP, that will be where your mortgage will start to increase. And of course, you still get to enjoy not the full amount of mortgage up to about 6 to 12 months after you collect your keys, because that's where your CSC will happen. So a lot of people like to go for a new development is because they can take time to progressively stack up their monthly installment, and the first 2 to 3 years is very little, and most of it can be paid by CPF. So they enjoy this less stress, hassle-free approach, and then in 4 years time, they can just take the keys and start to sell it or rent out, or they can move it immediately to a brand new property. And then resale property is that immediately you have to start your mortgage payment. And of course, the difference is that if you're buying for stay, you can stay immediately. You don't have to go and find a rental property or stay at other places while waiting for a new launch. You can stay immediately, enjoy the utility of the property, or you can rent it out and collect rental installment. Now, do not think that this rental installment is a small thing. This rental that is being paid by your tenant to cover your installment is fantastic, because the tenant is paying the interest to the bank and they are saving up the principal for you, reducing your monthly mortgage at a high speed. So very important is that rental income is a very strong component, because that's income. It's like you're starting a franchise business. You are like buying this 7-Eleven that starts to earn money for you on a monthly basis. So sometimes when we look at real estate investing, it's really like buying multiple 7-Elevens that start to have cash flow. So it's a cash flow game if you're buying to rent out. So that's a functional difference. Now, number 3, importantly, is that a lot of people like to go for new launch properties because they want to go for this TOP buyer audience, because some buyers only want to buy properties that has just been newly completed, receive TOP, receive the key, and they want properties that nobody stayed before. So when I go for a new launch property, I have a bonus buyer pool 4 years time. When I sell the property, I can sell to this group of buyers, because some buyers just don't want to buy resale property. They don't want to buy properties that people stay before. They want to buy properties that are new, but they don't want to wait. So this is a bonus buyer audience. And of course, last but not least is that when you go for brand new versus resale, the key difference is that brand new properties, sometimes people love it because there's the 1-year defect warranty period. They don't really have to spend too much on renovation. They only need to put in lights and curtains. They can immediately rent out, stay. They can save a lot on renovation, but usually resale property, you have to do a bit of work. If it's superbly renovated, usually the seller will ask for a premium. But if it's not, usually you have to spend 100,000, maybe 200,000 to renovate the place, do all the carpentry, gut renovation, buffer and stuff. So that could be an additional cash cost involved, because the cash is additional of whatever cash you're putting through. So those are the 4 key functional differences. Of course, there's a lot more differences we'll talk about in other episodes.